Hello, MEweedle here. Today we're going to take a look at the newly released Crabominable, I think it's called, in the Great League here. We have the Open Great League with a little bit of a little bit more of a lesser meta team around. We have, of course, the Pelipper, which is now meta, and we have also the Frostless, which is also still decent, but it's not like the standard Registeel, Zumrel, super bulky Pokemon that you always see. Pelipper itself is a very cool Pokemon, especially after this boost, so I kind of want to try it out again. We have the Frostless, which should give us some kind of good save swap here for our Ice type that we have in the back, and we can prepare everything for the Ice type that we have in the back. And actually, it went all way better than I expected it would be. We see here Bastion against us, which is of course a little bit tricky, but we have our Crab here, our Coconut Crab, which will be able to go for on Shield here, expecting a Flamethrower. They go for Stone Edge. Stone Edge, we most likely will have actually survived. They're gonna go back into the Medicham, find for us, we can go into our Frostless. Going to be able to hit for one Shadow Ball here right now. If you want to evolve this Pokemon as well, you're going to have to use one of the Ice Lure module thingy there, because otherwise you're not able to evolve it. You're also going to see it on your evolution screen that you need this. While we hit this Crab Hammer against the wall, and the Bastion going to go down. If you didn't see my video yesterday explaining about this Pokemon here, well, we beat a Lurking Rocket here, which is someone who already won a tournament, a regional tournament for Pokemon Go. He was at the World Championships as well, and I also actually met him only a few days ago at the one in Stuttgart. If you didn't know, like, Crabominable needs the special lure. It's a very cool Pokemon though, but it doesn't learn any kind of good fast move, sadly. It doesn't have anything better to learn right now in the game either. It doesn't learn counter like any other fighting type right now. It doesn't learn something like Powder Snow like the Frostless does here, for example. It only learns Bubble, which is actually the best move it can have as a fast move currently, as far as I saw yesterday at least. So we need like some kind of new fast move for this Pokemon, I guess, that would work out. I don't know if they give Rock Smash some kind of use. I don't know why they have it like so low. I don't know if there's anything that would get broken with Rock Smash. I think the Regis have Rock Smash, which might be a reason, but they already have a very strong move, so I don't know. But yeah, we will be able to actually go ahead and destroy them here without even using my final Pokemon. I kind of thought of swapping in my Crab here. You saw me clicking on it. I thought he would survive still one more fast move, so I was like, okay, I can go for one more and just finish it off with one bubble at the end. But sadly, this was not the case. We see a Noctowl in the lead. It wasn't the best for us, but we will be able to get to some energy here with our Frostless. Frostless will be able to go for some Avalanches. 2 Avalanches will be enough to knock out the opponent's Lickitung here. So they're going to be forced to shield this move up, which is amazing for us. They're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Power Whip, which we can shield up. We can go ahead and go for one Avalanche here, which will be able to knock them out. So Frostless against the Lickitung, even though Lick is super effective and you're a Ghost type against the normal type, it's still a pretty decent matchup for you. You might not be able to win it, but at this time we will be able to at least go ahead and do some kind of damage. We still keep our Frostless alive with like a few HP as we face a Medicham against us here. This Medicham going to do an interesting move here. It's going to go for Power Punch. Power Punch Medicham is something that you rarely see, to be fair, but might be a cool idea in general to use. Maybe I make a video about Power Punch Medicham, because it's something that you usually don't really see too often. But we will be able to go ahead and go for the Pelipper again. Think one Hurricane might be able to knock out the opponent's Noctowl. They're gonna go for the Shadow Ball. They're going to swap out into their Lickitung, but they're still going to be able to go for one Body Slam with their Lickitung here. I thought they had less energy. I'm at 100 energy with my Pelipper. I can go ahead, go for one Weather Ball. I can go ahead and go for one Hurricane now. This will not knock them out, but it will get them low enough that I will be able to farm them down with my Frostless and win this game. Good game to my opponent, next opponent. We will see the Pelipper against Gliscor. Very decent lead for me, especially with my backline. Gliscor shouldn't do it too much, but I have nothing for the Berserker. Berserker is something that you don't really expect in the meta, but in certain ways it's definitely a strong Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Crabominable, as I will be able to go ahead and shield up the move. Sadly, they're gonna go for the bait move first. I'm going to go straight for my Crab Hammer, trying to hammer everything out of them, but sadly they're going to shield this move up. I will be able to shield as well the next one here, and I should be able to get to my move in time, which is going to be the Ice Punch here. It is resisted, but I think they debuffed themselves already, so this Ice Punch will be able to knock them out. We see the Gliscor come in. Can we get to another one? We die on the move. move, which is really unfortunate there, as we have to go into our Pelipper now. They're going to go into a Lantern, and this team in general sadly doesn't have really a good answer for Lantern. This is also a problem in general for this team that you're going to face a lot of times, but like, if you had just a better moveset on the Pokemon in the back here with the Crabominable, you would have been fine though with this team. Like, if you just had something that can counter Lantern-ish, but like, sadly, while the timing itself isn't bad against Lantern, the moveset that you have is bad against Lantern. There's not a really good move that the Crabominable can learn other than Payback, I think, but like, getting to that is kind of difficult, and like this, we barely lose against the opponent. We need one more Weather Ball, which needed one more fast move, but so be it. Next opponent, we see a Medicham in the lead. Very good for us, as we see a Ninetales coming in. It's not too bad for us to stay in here because we have two very decent fighting type answers with our Pelipper here and also with our Frosters in the back. Still, we're going to shield up the charge move of the opponent, as we can go ahead and go for another Weather Ball. This Weather Ball will do a ton of damage, knocking them out, and we will see the opponent coming into their next Pokemon, which is going to be actually a Shadow Zapdos. Very cool, spicy Pokemon, very good in the current meta right now as well, because you're going to be able to beat flying types as well as water types, as well, like Lantern. I think you also still would be able to beat, I think, with like a Thunderbolt or whatever you would use on it. So I think it's a very cool Pokemon in the current meta. Might make a video about it as well, because flying types right now, they're everywhere, so having some good flying type as well that also is answer to other flying types is pretty nice. We see the Drillbag coming through, going to get shielded, another one coming through now as well, but we have the Shadow Ball now for the Medicham. This should be enough, right? Super effective, strong move, stab. Still doesn't knock out the opponent, and they can still get to another move here, which will knock me out, which is insane. It kind of shows why Medicham is literally on, I think, out of the top 8 on 7 teams, there was a Medicham in Stuttgart, which is kind of insane. Like, Medicham is basically the Pokemon that you have to bring, like you really have to bring, because it's so neutral against nearly everything, just because of the tremendous amount of bulk. Counter is a perfect charge move, coverage with Psychic and Ice Punch is like so strong. We see a Lantern against us here. Of course, pretty horrible for us, but at least maybe we can still have some play here. We're going to be able to shield up like the moves from them, and we will be able to go for an Avalanche here, getting the shield from the opponent. Very risky bait there, but it paid off, as we can still get a 4-1 Shadow Ball there. They will get 2-1 Thunderbolt, which does not knock me out yet, but we will be able to swap into the Crabominable, which will get the Ice Punch off into a Flygon, and as the name already said, this fly is gone. As we see the opponent coming into a Golbat here, we can go for another Ice Punch. Crabominable going to destroy all those flying type Pokemon here, getting to another one, knocking out the opponent's Golbat. But now they still have a very loaded Lantern here, which will knock out both of my Pokemon in the back, unless we can catch, and we can catch on the 1 HP Frostless. The Thunderbolt comes through, and the Weather Ball would knock them out, as they're going to surrender there. The catch was so important here. As we see the next opponent, we see a Graveler against us. Fine for us, we can go ahead and go into our Frostless here. They're going to go ahead and go into their Slurpuff, and we will able to go for one Avalanche, which they're going to shield up, but we can get to my next one in time as well before they even throw, which is weird because they definitely are at 100 energy right now, as they go for one Flamethrower now, which needs 55 energy, I think, so they need at least one more fast move. I think actually 2 more fast moves. Yeah, 2 more fast moves. So they were not able to even get there in time for the second one, which was a really weird play by the opponent. They definitely overfarmed too much, but now the Graveler is having still one shield, but Bubble going to do some nice damage against it. We're going to let the move go through. Might be just a Rock Blast. It is just a Rock Blast. As we see the Swampert coming in, Ice Punch is coming through from our Crab here, our Coconut Crab, going to get the shield from the opponent. We have the Pelipper, which is a perfect answer for the opponent's Swampert. We're going to still shield up the move, potentially Sludge Wave, but even this wouldn't have knocked me out. But this Hydro Cannon will do a nice amount of damage. Hydro Cannon still going to 2-shot me, which doesn't matter because this Hurricane going to 1-shot them. Easy there, goodbye to my opponent, as we can go ahead and go for another Weather Ball, which we know Bubble because we don't need it. And we will be able to win this game here as well. Next opponent, we will see Empoleon, horrible lead again for us. We see a Frostless coming in, which is not way better either, but maybe we will be able to catch a move on our Crabominable, because we will be able to resist the Avalanche plus the fast move. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's going to be an avalanche, but still we don't have the bulk to take them. 2 avalanche will be enough to knock out our coconut crab here, as we will be able to go ahead and go for one more charge move with our Pelipper, trying to knock out the opponent. Weather balls coming through, going to knock out the Frostless from the opponent, as we see the Empoleon coming back in here. We can go ahead and go for one shield because we need to get some damage on them. And we're going to go ahead and bait up the opponent here with one Weather Ball. Weather Ball going to do some nice damage, does do enough. We will see that he gets a shield there, which is nice. We can go for the Hurricane now. And this Hurricane going to connect, doing a ton of damage. They have to throw the charge move. I'm going to have to let this move go through. Let's see what they're going to have in the back. We're still going to go into our Frostless here, and they're going to have a Mandibuzz in the back. This is looking really, really decent for us. We can shield up the next charge move from them. We should be able to reach our 2 avalanches in time. Let's see, we can go for one here already. This should knock out the opponent, right? Flying type against this Frostless with the avalanche, and again, it doesn't knock them out. I really wish we would get Shadow Frostless. I think Shadow Frostless would completely change up the meta. I think this would be such a good Pokemon. Maybe I do like a top potential Shadow Pokemon tier list or something. Would be maybe interesting as a side video, but like Shadow Frostless is something that I really look forward to if we're ever going to get this one, which would be at least fitting for like the upcoming season. But like, it would be such a cool Pokemon, honestly. We see the opponent here with the Frostless. We will be able to go ahead and go for some farm with our Crabominable. We see the same player as before, basically. We will be able to catch the move, and we will be able to go back into our Pelipper. This time around, I tried to farm them down, but sadly they survived with exactly 1 HP in a Dream, which is awkward because we now have to invest a shield, but we see a Probopass coming in here. We have to get all the shields from the opponent now. We definitely have. If we get some advantage here with our Frostless, some energy advantage, we should be fine. But we will be able to go for some Weather Balls here first. Gonna get one shield. Can we get another one here? We cannot. And this is awkward because now we have to go into our Frostless. And we have to outspeed the opponent, which doesn't work out here as they go back into their Surfetched. And yeah, I will be able to go for one Avalanche, which does knock them out if they would no shield it. But they do shield it here, of course. And we will go down to one Night Slash as they can finish up this match here. We see the Pelipper going down to another Night Slash as well, which should be okay here, but we will see the next game coming up now. We see Pelipper against a Stunfisk. I can go straight Weather Ball if I want to and go for some nice damage against them, but of course in this case they're going to go ahead and catch that move with the Venusaur. I will be able to go ahead and go now for the full farm down with my Frostless. I'm not going to throw a move, I can just farm them all the way down, and they should go down when I have 100 energy here basically. I will be able to go for one charge move immediately, but it's actually a Talonflame, and yeah, this is not ideal. We have 2 ice types still, we have still our Pelipper here. We can go for one Avalanche, get the shield from the opponent, and go still for another one here, which shows how strong Frostless is with some kind of energy advantage. We will be able to go into our Pelipper trying to catch the potential Flame Charge here, but they're going to go straight for the Brave Bird. We can go into our Coconut Crab, catch the move, which I actually wish it would still land on the Pelipper, but it is okay because our Coconut Crab doesn't care. We can go ahead and go for the bubble. We can go still for 3 more bubbles afterwards here before they can get to another Rock Slide, and the Crab Hammer is coming through. Is this enough to knock out the opponent's Stunfisk? It is enough, and we will be able to get the attack boost, farming down the opponent's Talonflame, winning the second to last game, and we will see the final one coming up now. Pelipper against Registeel, horrible for us. We will be able to go ahead and go straight into our Frostless. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here, trying to get some kind of damage on the opponent. This Shadow Ball coming through will get shielded. We will be able to go ahead and shield up the next move as well if we want to, but it's going to be a Zap Cannon. They're going to get the attack drop there. We will be able to reach another one here, hopefully knocking out the opponent, as we will see, hopefully hitting it, I mean. As we see Mandibuzz coming in, sadly it's Air Slash, which just barely is enough to knock me out there. And I cannot get to another move, which is annoying. They can go for one foul play. They're gonna go for one foul play, and I will be able to go for one Hurricane now. This Hurricane will do a ton of damage. Is it enough to knock them out? It's not even close to be enough to knock them out, as we have to go ahead and go to invest one shield here. They will be able to go for more air slashes. It doesn't look too good for us right now. I will go for one weather ball, and as I see the Deoxys coming in, I know already it's over, so I'm going to forfeit here, and that's going to be it for this video. Crabominable actually worked out better than expected. It's still not a good Pokemon, but it's fun to use. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I see you in the next video. Leave a like, please, if you didn't already. Bye!